build show today, we're going to show you a repair job on an electrical service where a tree fell, damaged the mast, and we've got a big repair job. Now, just to be clear, this is not a DIY project. You're about to see master electrician Travis Brungard. He's a licensed electrician. He's going to walk you through all the steps. It's pretty fun. That being said, repairing a damaged electrical service, let's get going.
I'm Travis Brungard, master electrician and builder with Catalyst Construction in Prairie Village, Kansas. We have the good fortune of being able to show you how to rebuild your service after a tree falls on it today. So we're going to replace those conductors for you today. We're going to show the rebuild of that hub, which is pretty simple. And then we're also going to show you some specialty tools that make this stuff a little bit easier. So stick around and we'll show you what we know. In this case, we made a connection across the rough edge of the failed hub. There was just too much weight on the line, so as it pulled the mast down off the side of the house, the riser and mast folded down, it actually broke the metal hub, which in turn created a rough edge that cut through the insulator on our neutral conductor and one of our phases. So these two conductors being compromised across this metal connection is what created that super loud pop, interrupted the service, and created this beautiful little char pattern on the siding. Most of this is just an easy cleanup. I can back out the screws on the old hub, and there's minor deformation of the top of the meter base that I think I can correct when I crank down the threaded screws. That'll flatten that out. I can install the new hub. Then we can go ahead and just reinstall the same riser. The weather head wasn't even compromised. Like, everything is fine, but we need new 2-hole straps to secure the riser, and we really need to resolve those conductors being damaged. What you're looking at here is only safe for me to work on for 2 reasons. One, Evergy, our local service provider, came through and installed a pigtail. They removed the meter from the socket and have now directly wired, bypassing a meter, for the service conductors to provide power to the home. And they've wrapped them with an insulated conductor. This is your neutral, so it doesn't need to be wrapped, but your 2 phases are wrapped up and safe. So that's the only reason it's safe for me to work around this without some specialty gear. All of the work that I'm going to be doing is not hot. We're going from the top side of the meter base up to our point of attachment, and once we've reestablished that, I can call my service provider, Evergy in this case, let them know you can remove the pigtail, install the meter, and we're ready to go hot. They'll obviously have to inspect it. That's part of the process too. But this is master electrician stuff. This is not DIY. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and fix up my service. When the tree falls on it, I want to get back up and running. This is deadly stuff. So there is no breaker. There is nothing to shut off to keep you safe from the voltage that's flowing in on your service lines. As you know, residential service electricians, I'm licensed to build this service, and with the help of my local service provider, I can do that very safely. So we're going to get started, and I think we'll start by cleaning off the siding, because that's kind of scary. Once that's done, we'll go ahead and spin the hub off, reattach the mast after replacing the hub. We'll slide the new service conductors in, and we'll get this thing back up and running so we can call the service provider, have them remove the pigtail, and reestablish power to this home. We ran to the home center and we picked up some new conductors, and they're sold by the foot, so we didn't have to buy a spool, which is good because it's several $1,000s, or at least $1,200, I think. We only needed 12 feet. So handling this larger gauge wire is sometimes fairly difficult because it doesn't have very much flexibility. It's rather rigid. So sometimes you just have to be real aggressive with it. Bend it out straight. There we go. So I can reuse this riser. There's really nothing wrong with it, but I do need to get the hub off and a new one on. And we're going to start getting into some specialty tools here, which is always kind of fun on the build show. This is obviously not specialty, this is just big channel locks. But we do have some fun stuff that we've purchased over the years. from Milwaukee specifically to do service work. And so we'll show you our cable cutter and our wire stripper for a large gauge wire. Two ways to do this. I could pull my conductors through on the ground, or I could install this, strap it, feed the service conductors up, and let them curve out the top. Because I have a soffit overhead that they would almost certainly run into and bind on, I'm actually going to lay this down and feed my conductors through on the ground, and I'll spin my hub on after.